All right, number 4 says select all expressions that show the distance between point A and point B. So if I look at A and B, the distance, if I count, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the distance is 7. Remember that distance is always positive, which is why absolute value is always positive. So we want to see which ones of these equal 7. So obviously the first one, we have 8 minus 1, and 8 minus 1 gives me 7. So we know that A is automatically the answer. Now we're going to test out the rest. We have -1 minus -8. We know that this minus -8 becomes a plus. So what I get here is -1 plus 8. If I have -1 plus 8, what that means is different signs. I have a positive and a negative, which means I subtract. 8 minus 1 is 7. And I have more positives than I do negatives, so my answer would be 7. If you think about it, here you have 1 negative and 8 positives. Oh, this is taking forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the negative and the positive cancel out, which means you're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 positives. Now, so B would also be your answer. Now you have 8 negatives plus 1 negative. So if you have 8 negatives plus 1 negative, total would give you -9. Because the difference here is you have 1 negative and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only time they cancel out is when you have a positive and a negative, because it means 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Negatives don't cancel each other out, so this would be 9 negatives, so that can't be your answer. Now the last one is absolute value. Now some of you went like this, where you did the +1, but that's not true because in order of operations, you have to do what's in groupings first, and absolute value comes first before subtraction. So first we have to solve absolute value. Absolute value of -8 is 8. And absolute value of -1 is 1. So here we just get 8 minus 1, which also equals 7. And so your final answer would have been A, B, and D, because you had to figure out which ones of these also give you 7.